absolutely nothing like this. The Twins fans, maybe they've been hibernating a little bit at times this year, but they have come out of the closet, and they are letting their snap for this championship series.
And the crowd control. I mean, we haven't seen the stars of the show yet, but everybody is staying in their seats, just standing as high as they can to try to peek around the corner to see when the ball players are going to peek to that door.
And this crowd is a little bit better behaved than the one in Detroit, isn't it, Rob?
That crowd was unbelievable. You heard the story as reported on the news about the wives' lives being threatened, and that's serious stuff. This is the kind of genuine enthusiasm, affection that the players, this is going to be a very touching moment for them.
Of course, the first two games of the World Series are right here under the big top, Saturday and Sunday. And then they'll move to the National League City for games 3, 4, and 5. And then the following weekend, if needed, they'll bring it right on back here at the Dome. And a lot of people thought we'd still be playing some baseball at the Dome this week. But the Twins, they did it in 5.
And because they did it in 5, Kent Herbeck, Tim Laudner, players like that were talking after the game. They're going to do a little hunting tomorrow. They're going to take it easy. They got a little kind of a mini vacation before this fall classic starts.
I think it sets up perfectly. It gives the guys a little rest. It gives them time to settle down from the celebration and to focus their energies towards winning the World Series. Besides that, they can watch St. Louis and San Francisco play, get maybe a couple little scouting reports on them, and I think it's all going to work out for their advantage.
And certainly the Twins pitching staff can use the rest. They're going to get the days. And I think the Twins fans are going to need some rest, too.
The sign says, welcome 1987 American League champion, Minnesota Twins. So that must be the sign that we will be coming out live to the Twins as they come into the Dome.
This crowd speaks for itself. I don't think that screaming over does any justice.
They've got signs, they've got banners, they've got Homer hankies, and most of all, they've got spirit, and plenty of that. And the great thing about it is this party hasn't really started yet, because once they start introducing the Kirby Puckett's, the Tom Bernanskis, the Bert Blylevens, the Jeff Reardons, and even the people that really played minor roles on the team, the old roof's going to come off.
I think there's a banner in here, Joe, for every player on the team. Man, the man. This is the year. The sweet viola music. I mean,
you know, Rob, I covered this team down in spring training. And Tom Kelly, I remember him, I thought, boy, is he ever a mellow type manager? But he was a man who knew all along that this team had the talent if they could just get a little pitching, if they could just stay healthy, and if they could just get a few breaks, that they could be in this position come here in the middle of October, and that's exactly what they've done. Tom Kelly, if he doesn't win the Manager of the Year, it's a crime. He's done it one game at a time. We've heard that before.
He's certainly the manager of Minnesota, and these sports fans have taken him to heart. And the way he's been able to harness the emotion of that team, perhaps that spells the success of this franchise this season. That, of course, the Twins' theme song of this 87 season, Superman. They play it after every run that's scored in the Dome. These fans can sense it now. Their champions have returned home.
Let's just let the crowd speak for a half minute here, Rob. Coming on out, the American League champion, Minnesota Twins. Those Twins are sucking it up. They love it. They're sitting there, all of them have their wives and their families with them. This is a moment, no matter what happens in the World Series, that they will remember, I'm sure, forever.
Collectively, Joe, they're stunned. The players had to actually stop in their tracks and look around. They can't believe the noise, the people, the excitement.
The wives are waving their Homer hankies. They've been doing that since game one. Some hugs from some of the front office people. It's one tight family. You talk about every player and their wife and their family, but the Twins family extends beyond the dugout. It extends to the front office. And there you see Don.
Just go blowing the whistle. Sharing now in this unbelievable moment. Together and introduce everybody. The voice of the Minnesota Twins on WCCO Radio, Herb Carneal.
Talking for another 20 minutes. A good shot of Bert Weileven, the winning pitcher, in game number 5. And what a job he did. What a gutsy performance for this crafty veteran. He will be counted on heavily, of course, in the World Series. He promised this team last year at Fan Appreciation Day that this team would get to the World Series. And that's exactly what they've done. Rob, this is a very, very special moment for Minnesota sports.
Players actually stunned, Joe. They wanted to start the program, but the crowd's not going to look at Frank Viola. There's Frankie. That, of course, his youngest son. Frank, who pitched twice. Bruno behind him, shaking his head. Tom Bernansky. He's got his father's uniform on there. That's Frankie Jr. There's Tom Bernansky. What a series he had. There's Michelle Viola.
Ladies and gentlemen, a real good evening to you. There's no doubt about it. This is a bigger crowd than we had at Tiger Stadium by far today. I tell you, let's hear it one more time for the American League champion, Minnesota Twins. Folks, we don't know whether our Twins are going to be playing St. Louis or San Francisco in the World Series. But I'll tell you, wait a minute, I'll tell you, if anybody thinks that the St. Louis club is going to beat the Minnesota Twins, they're making a cardinal sin. And if anybody thinks San Francisco is going to beat the Twins, they're making a giant mistake. Let's have a hand for the owner of the Minnesota Twins, Carl Pohlad, right here. Twins president Jerry Bell. Where's Jerry? Welcome, Jerry.
Thank you, Herb. I just can't believe this, and I just cannot thank these fans enough. Obviously, and certainly everybody here knows, we couldn't have done this without the fans. No question about it. We're the best fans in town.
Thank you, Jerry. Well, as you folks know, if you followed us over the season, the Twins, we've had some rough spots, and there are times when we've had some doubting Thomases. People are ready to write them off. But I'll tell you, this team has risen to the occasion. They've done the job when they've had to do it, haven't they? The poor little inexperienced Minnesota Twins, they didn't know anything about playoffs. Couldn't win on the road, could they? Well, I'll tell you, we have a gentleman who I think has done a great job as far as keeping things on an even keel when the boat was rocking a little bit. Our skipper, Tommy Kelly.
Hi, Herb.
Good evening, TK.
Hi, Herb. What's happening? How do these things happen?
Somebody got the schedule mixed up. We should have played here today.
It's been so nice. No, the guys, I speak on behalf of all the guys. This is unbelievable turnout. This is magnificent for the Upper Midwest, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
They won out 24-man.
Oh, yeah. I wish we had room on our World Series roster for another person, and I think I would try to include all the people here today on our 24-man roster, but we just can't do that. But great.
How long is it going to take to beat the National League?
Well, we're going to do the best we can. Herb, you put me in a bad spot there.
We'll do it in